the future of Sonic is about to be bigger than ever before. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. So when we talk about the future of Sonic, are we talking about the games or the shows or the movies or the toys or anything else that involves Sonic? Most likely, we're mostly talking about, for this video specifically, we're talking about the games, not really the movies or the shows or anything like that, but we're going to be talking about the games in this video. So let's start off with the first source, and I'm not sure if this source is from Sega themselves, but if it is, let's go. This first one explains that Sega realizes how big Sonic Frontiers was and how big the sales were, and that they want to improve on and give the future Sonic games, especially the bigger ones, the big 3D main titles, bigger budgets. And I really hope that they stick to this plan, and I hope that they realize how big Sonic Frontiers was. And I do think they realize that because of some of the sources you've seen on Twitter/X. If you look at some of the sources and just overall how Sega think and what they think of Sonic Frontiers, I really do think that they think that Sonic Frontiers was such a good game and was loved by a lot of people, including me. And it was just an overall, I feel like it was a really good game, but it could have been better with a higher budget. I do think that could have been an opportunity missed on putting a bigger budget on the game. But Sega team did work on this game, but Sega has to give Sega team the money and resources to have it a bigger budget. But I do think Sega is coming to realize that Sonic Frontiers did really well, and that how big Sonic can go. And actually, Persona as a franchise is doing really well right now, but I do really think that Sonic, I don't know what Sonic it compares to Persona. Like, I don't know what the sales compare to, because I've heard that Persona 5 has done really, really well, but I'm not sure on how much it sold. But I do think this may not be true or anything, but if Persona 5 does have more sales, if it does, I do think Sonic could be Sega's best franchise or IP. Sonic could be their. I think Sonic is Sega's best IP for their whole company. Sonic. I mean, heck, their logo is blue and Sonic's blue, so I do think that Sonic is their best IP, and I do really hope and think that if they go the higher budget route, and which they are, and if they do all of this, that Sonic could even surpass Mario. And I'm not even joking, because Takashi Iizuka even said himself in an interview that he wanted that, and he thinks that Sonic can surpass Mario. And I really do think that is a true thing, because if you look at Sonic and who he is and the games and everything, it's an action-packed game. And I really do think that if you give Sonic a higher budget, now do I think that it will surpass Mario? But now, do I think it will surpass him like next year or 3 years or 5? No. Will it take 10 years or more? Yes. At least 10 years, because it can't just be by the next game Sonic's gonna surpass Mario. It has to gradually win fans over and over and over again, and just trust Sonic. And I do think that if they keep making Sonic games bigger budget, that they can just keep going and have Sonic surpass Mario. But that's a really big task, because Mario is like up there with Mickey Mouse. And that's a big task, but I do think Sonic can do it, and I really do think that it's a possibility. And I have high hopes for Sonic, because I love this franchise, or if you call it IP, I don't know, but I really do love Sonic as much as I do Mario. I've grown up with both of these franchises almost my whole life, and I really have high hopes and big dreams for these two franchises. So I hope you guys are enjoying this video so far, and let's go to the third source. And now this third source says that Sega claims that they have a super game with a budget project of $800 million. Now, and if you look in this if you look into this article, it says that it's a spam of multiple games, but I do think that this could implement those games, but implement even if Sonic's Sonic has to be in there because it's multiple games. But if Sonic's in there, I do think that that could change the future of Sonic as it is and the games of it too. And I do think that that will put some bigger budget into the Sonic games. But do I think that that will be the next big Sonic title? No. The next big Sonic title will be before that. I do think it will be before that. I think the next big project or main title will probably be for Sonic will probably be 2025. Next year we're gonna have like a remaster or something, and then the next game it's probably gonna be the big title, because that's usually how Sega does nowadays. Is they release a big title and then do a remaster, and then one or two of those, and then a big title. Now let's look at this the source right here, and it says by Kamamura. I'm sorry if I said the name wrong, but I can't say anything specific, but there's no doubt that the Sonic Frontier game has created a great opportunity. Director Kishimoto and I believe that this is the first step in Sonic's evolution into the next generation. 2D titles like Sonic Superstars are also very good, but I think we will be expanding the 3D genre and creating a variety of titles, so please look forward to it. Now, what I think by him saying variety of titles, I think they may be going back to like other titles in other series, like a side series. I do think that Sonic Riders could be a option there. Sonic Rush, Sonic book series. I do think that they mean by variety of titles as like this side series, and I really hope that they are meaning Sonic Riders, because we need a new game for that. I really hope that we get a new game for that, and I really hope that this game overall does really, and I hope this next Sonic side series does really well, because if that does well, then that would probably put more more faith into those, because I think Sega / Sonic team kind of forgot how big the side series of Sonic games were and how much us Sonic fans love it. I feel like they kind of forgot the side series and stuff because we haven't seen a side series for a Sonic game since 2019, which was Sonic or Team Sonic Racing, and that game did good. It wasn't overall. It was like kind of for other people it was kind of mid, but for me it was really good. But the online for it was that lasted for a week, and I really hope didn't last for a week, because that game is so fun when you play with it as a team and stuff. But I really hope that they go back to the variety of titles in the side series, because if you're going back and look at it, the Sonic book series was so good. Like, yeah, the controls may be bad, but like, think about it. Today's technology, even if it was supposed to be motion controls, we have so much better technology to have motion controls be so much more fluent and more accurate than the Wii. And I do think that if it was to go that route, I really do think that the side series could do a lot more better nowadays. And I do think if it was to also to go with Sonic Riders, I do think that they have a lot of ideas, and they kind of teased it a little bit with Tails Tube, because in Tails Tube, now Tails Tube could just be, you know, a variety of stuff in this workbench and stuff. But now they keep like little teases of like Sonic Riders in those, like in a folder or a Tails' board in there. Like we need a Sonic Riders game so badly, and Sonic Rush too, because Sonic Rush were also really good games, and those games were so good. The momentum, speed, everything was just so good. The story was good too. For Sonic Riders as a whole, for the story, I just thought of this. For Riders, the stories weren't. I mean, they weren't really dark or anything, but I do think that they could make a dark story for that if they wanted to, or make a really, really good story for that. And even if they wanted to, they didn't even have to make a new game for that. They could just go back to the old Sonic Riders games, or heck, Sonic Rush or Sonic book series, and just remaster those games, and then see how well they'll sell. because if Sonic Riders sells well still to this day, they may be thinking of going back to the Sonic Riders series and making a new game for that. And yeah, that's really it for this episode, and I really hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.